Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Rebecca and I'm here today to give you the tour of my space. And it starts here, it goes over behind the couch to there. So we've done the pan view. I'm going to move in closer and we're just going to get started because there's a lot to do. Okay, so first of all is my desk, which is a bit messy right now because I am filming and stuff today. Please excuse my voice. I am sick. I do not know if it is the plague, and the way my province is working is like no one is eligible to get tested to see if it is the plague. So even if it is, all I can do is just stay home. So anywho, before we look at that, I do have up above my desk this little earthy themed setup. This is my earth wall. I put my daily card right there, and then I've just got things that make sense for that. But I don't want to go into a lot of detail about that. I'm thinking of doing another video with those. I do have that mirror cabinet opens and holds my paint. That's my paint stuff. And a couple empty shelves in the bottom. Back at my desk, this isn't how it normally looks. Normally my computer sits here. And then when I want to film, I move my computer over and I attach the tripod to my shelfie thing. So, but we'll look more at that in just a minute. On my desk over here, I have my water bottle, which is not very interesting, but it is water. These are candles for the days of the week for the planets. So, I have a sun and moon one elsewhere, which we'll see. So this is Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn in order of the days of the week that they correspond to. It's my favorite mug. I call this my Rise and Shine Pooh Bear mug. It's got my peppermint tea. We're going to do this part pretty quickly because it's much more boring. So in here, I have a bunch of pens, markers. This is mostly my markers and such. Hole punch, Tombows. I keep some Claritin because I am allergic to cats. And there's one of my cats. I'm also allergic to dust, so I always keep some Claritin on hand. And I throw some napkins in there for blowing my nose. This drawer needs to be gone through. It's a bunch of papers and notebooks and stuff. And then the bottom drawer is where I put my tech stuff. So my tripod normally goes in there, and my light go in there when I'm not filming. Because we almost moved and we, excuse the cord, because we almost moved and we haven't fully finished setting everything up with the paintings, I stored as many of my paintings as I could under here. All of these are paintings that I have created. Take two. Above that, I had to flip. This paper has my phone number on it. And this is my main drawer. So this paper is a note I put if I'm expecting a package to let them know that I am home and that if they need a signature, they can call me. I've got random little things in here. I don't know why I took those cards. Hole punch, stapler removers, my Sharpie pens, my fine liner Sharpie pens, my pencil, nope. Here, my pencil crayons. This is the magnet that I use for taking my Charmcast pendant out. And this is a glasses cloth that I use for it. This container that's on my desk is what goes in here. It does live on my desk most of the time. And then in it, it has all my mild liners, because I use my mild liners a lot. It has my gel pens, which I also use a lot. And then it has my markers from my current color theme. Here we have a bunch of random assorted tools: scissors, super glue, nail clippers, a thermometer, tape measure, whiteout. And then here I've got some Crayola focus. There's the super thin tips. Some more glasses cloths, more pens, a couple of boxes of pencils, a passport, some erasers. Along here is where my ruler normally is. That's that section. And then here, so my lights, my tripod, my bullet journal, that's what I'm going to be working on filming next. My colors I picked for that, sneak peek, and let me move this stuff. Give me a second. Okay, I just moved the stuff over there for now, so I can show you in here. This opens, and I have a bunch of stuff. I have my giant ass grimoire, which I do have a video of. I'll link that. I've got empty tarot boxes. I've got tarot decks that I'm not keeping. This is where my purgatory ends up. I've got all sorts of just junk. I've got files. Tax files get stored in here. I love this. Is just, and it goes deep. Like, my kid can fit in here. Like, if you look down, I could fit in here almost. Like, I could stand in here and it's the whole length. So that's a really cool place to be able to store things. And there we go. One sec. Okay, please ignore if you see the floor I need to sweep. We're going to start with the drawers and then work our way up, because I feel like the drawers are less interesting. This cabinet is still kind of random. I have D&D stuff. Those are my tarot books. Those are my tarot books on the top shelf. The journals in the front are journals that I need to find uses for, and then in the back are all my filled journals. So that's what that is. This is by far my least organized thing. Well, I say that, but then there's also this. So these two drawers, these two drawers are random, like, crafting stuff. I've got crystal chips. I've got all sorts of stuff. Just random in here. And same thing. This is random crafting stuff. And oh, spoiler alert for the remaining parts of my deck collection video. Those are some decks that I have that I want to keep, but I'm not using as decks, so I'm wanting to keep them for some crafting purpose. I've just got some fabric. I'm a random art supply collector. And probably my most interesting and favorite drawer is my decks. Now, don't panic. I know this drawer looks full, but if I turn my decks up, it still fits. And then I have room for a whole third row. So I'm just putting them like this for now, so that way they don't shift around a bunch in the drawer. And then when I start to accumulate more and I need to, oh, my dog is cleaning herself. That's why she's making noises. I can turn them up and start my new row. So there's my tarot and oracle decks. They're mostly in there. Okay, let's swing to the top. So there is some space above my shelf, which I have not done anything with yet. And then my top shelf is all my nonfiction witchy books. And then here is where we get to more fun things. This side here is my favorites. These decks here are my favorites / ones that I'm currently working with. The little purple container in the top is my astrology dice, Star Seeker Tarot, Heavenly Bodies Astrology deck, Dream Visions Tarot, This Might Hurt Tarot, Seed and Sickle Oracle, and the Power of Surrender cards. Over there is my Filofax Grimoire, which I just did a tour video of. It is linked up above in the cards, that you can check that out. And then this is my altar kind of space. So I have a piece of artwork there from the Witch's Moon. This is like this is the altar for all the like super big important connections in my life that I want to, like spiritual connections that I want to keep nourishing. So I've got a piece of artwork there from the Witch's Moon, which connects me to Snake. That brown candle is my ancestor candle. I've got my sun and my moon mirrors because, as I've mentioned before, sun and moon is a very important energetic balancing point in my life. I've got an offering bowl there so I can do offerings to sun gods and goddesses if I want. And that is my sun candle. If you move in a bit closer, I have some sunstone here. And this little lotus candle holder. I'm not going to explain all the details of why they're connected to me. They just are. And in it is my offering cup. When I got my Dream Visions, which I still don't think I've released that one. Oh my gosh. It came with a couple business cards, and I got the Temperance and Strength. Now, I don't know if everyone got those, but those are two very important cards to me, so I put them on my altar. Moonstone. This is my moon candle. This is a card I drew for the full moon for my Surrender Power deck. This is a bowl for offerings for the moon. I've got my crow picture, my my sun moon candle holder. So this is where these two sun and moon candles are my personal ones. These ones I put here because my son wanted to use some, so I had to oblige him, and so we've got those two sun and moon candles for the family to go with the rest that were on my desk. Okay, and so we moved down, and that brings us to the bottom shelf, which I am super loving. So let's move in closer and I'll show you about it. Okie dokie. This is obviously the corner where I film, and it connects. The three pieces of my desk can all slide together. I leave it apart slightly so I can access the mirror cabinet. I have here a little selenite bowl with my spider poison ring, my labradorite pendant, my emergency wedding ring. So you might see me switch between the two. My hands swell up when I get an allergic reaction, like my hives, or just sometimes my hands just swell up. And I didn't like being without a ring. And because this one is able to roll, if I'm wearing this and my hands swell, I can get it off. So I have an emergency wedding ring. This is my mala from the Witch's Moon that broke and I had to restring it. I did get a new replacement, but I just didn't bond with the replacement as much. So I've restrung this. And the selenite bowl came with the replacement. So I've just got that restrung. And I keep these pieces here. This is probably going to move. But I like having my spider ring and that here quick accessible on my desk. I have my little monster face. This is where I put any fancy paper clips I'm not using. And this ring used to sit on his tooth like that. So yeah, so I've got this guy. He just makes me happy. Okay, just put the Labrador right there. These are all my quick access books. So I've got my honeycomb planner. This is my B5 bullet journal that I didn't finish when I had my bullet journaling crisis, which I'll link videos of that up above. This is my monthly medicine journal because I am a weaver of Dawn Michelle's YouTube channel, and that's one of the things we're doing. I will link Dawn Michelle or of Boho Tarot. But so that's that. My Book of Shadows, my moon journal, which I put an oracle card on, and my wallet. And that brings us to this puppy. Look at it. So I'll zoom in a minute. On the top, on this side, well, actually, in a minute, let's just go now. I have my two wrap bags. This one I've got for when the Boo Tarot comes out. This one I've got for like traveling with Tex. Those are up there. In the middle here is one of my Witch's Moon purchases. I get a lot of stuff from the Witch's Moon. I love their stuff. This was from a bounty box and called The Vessel. And they had some left and I wanted it and I finally got it. And the cool thing is these bottles at the bottom, they are roller balls. Oh, it's actually working. Hold on. They're roller balls. And so you open and put oil in them. Now, the first time I put one in, I filled the blue one and I put it in here. And I was wearing it not like 5 minutes and I heard a pop. And then I felt all the oil run down my cleavage. And it was the stillness oil. So I guess I needed a lot of stillness. The Witch's Moon sent me a replacement of the little blue bottle. This is the pendant. And from then on, when I fill them, I leave them open before I put the rollerball part back in. Oh, that's a quartz. And this is like, I believe that's like mother of pearl kind of thing. Might be labradorite. Anyways, I keep this. Oh, wait. The tag will say crystal pendant with rainbow moonstone. That makes sense. I keep this one here because it's with my oils. And that makes sense with my brain because oils, stone. And then up here on top, I have my Charmcast tarot bag with the altar cloth and then a couple other altar cloths. In this section, I have a cloth with a crystal grid. On it. Admittedly, I've never used it, but a big part of my rearranging was rearranging in such a way that I might use my stuff more. And then if I don't, then I know I've given them a solid, like a fair shake. The labradorite. This is where my actual Charmcast tarot lives, because I wear it every day. And then this box has my Sacred Geometry set of amethysts. So that is that first. Okay, so weird choppy jump cut aside, because my son came out and needed some comfort, so I don't know what where I left off. But these 4 sections are all my oils, which is why I'm not going to show you each individual oil. And I put them here. All this stuff here is stuff I want to use more. So I put it here. And so far it's working quite well. So I'll show you an example. I do have a dropper. Most of the time I keep like a tissue here for wiping up the dropper. And I did semi-organize them. So vast majority of my oils are from the Witch's Moon, and they are just stunning. So here we've got unusual ones. So this random one, a couple of roller balls, a couple of droppers, a couple of sprays from the Witch's Moon, and like a deodorant spray from Sage, the store. These are all my clear bottle ones. And then over here we have my dark bottle ones. And I love it. I've already started using them so much more. And then in these actually pull out. Like, how fucking cool is that? It doesn't open a secret door, but there's a compartment. These I use to store little bits and bobs that I don't have a place for. So I have pictures. That's a picture of my kiddo when he was in school from 2018. So I put pictures, and then this one I have cards and such, like when I get a random oracle card from a package that I am going to keep in there, so that way they're of use until I find something else to do with it. And then over here on the end, this is my Cosmovisions Oracle Tarot. Technically it's an Oracle deck, but to me it's very tarot, and I use this, spoiler alert from one of my deck collection videos, I now have figured out what to do with this, and that's for some personal ancestor stuff. And then the drawers and the door all go together. And they're my crystals. And this is where I put my crystals. The door is where I put the crystals that don't fit in the drawers. So I have super big ones. I have some tall ones that are on my altar right now. So any of my crystals that aren't out, that are too tall for the drawers, go in here. And again, I moved them here hoping that I would reach for them more. Like if I was feeling like, fuck, I really need a crystal, I have easy access to my crystals. And then I just kind of did them sort of by color of like light crystals-ish. I mean, this is pretty dark, but it's purple, and it goes with the rest of the purple in here. So light, assorted, random, medium, dark. Isn't it gorgeous? Fluorite. So I've got all my crystals there. And then the books on the end, I have a salt lamp. I'm pretty sure it's a fake one. I don't think it's real, but I got it for Christmas and it's still pretty. So I have like a fake salt lamp. And these are all my reference guides. I didn't want them on the top shelf. I like being able to reference them. And then my Mystical Stitches book with a shirt that I'm going to be stitching and working on. And that is it for this section. And now let's hop on over to my altar. On the way to my altar, I have my air wall set up here. This year we did an ornament with our wishes for 2022 that will get stuck on the tree. The only thing here is this, my son's school cart, and then my vacuum and such. But so there's my air wall. And then you turn right around And here's the big boy, the altar, which admittedly I'm having trouble working with. This is the start of my fire wall. Quickly at the top, I've got a Hecate box. I've got a Durga statue, an incense holder, and a solid stone. I found this puppy. This is solid, like orange calcite. I found this at a fucking thrift shop for $6 when something like that would easily be over like $100. Anyway, so that's up there. Most of this setup is not fully like set. Then there's the part with the mirror. So this is all the like fire theme kind of extends, and so this all the stuff and the artwork here is related to my items and things that makes me feel really fiery and really passionate. And I stuck, okay, I love this. My spouse years ago gave me a little jewelry box, and it got really tarnished and gross, and I didn't want to keep it, but she had it inscribed to say true beauty lies inside. So we got the heart out and I glued it to my mirror. So that way when I'm at this mirror, I remember, and I'm looking at myself, I remember that true beauty lies inside. Anyway, I've got one of my first witches ladders I made. I love them for just like creating a space. The artwork that goes with my witch's bell. These little, I don't quite know why. I'm gonna redo this, but like, so these are some of the items that I would put in that door space for my crystals. Because I have them matching, but like I'm not really doing anything with them. I'm not feeling, my whole altar is probably going to get revamped. I just haven't any ideas yet. This is really cool. This is Agni Manatite. Of my selenite athame, my bell. These both I got from the Witch's Moon. This is one of my most prized possessions. I have, sorry about the flash glare. This is a Medusa head I just got from the Witch's Moon. And here's a little Durga boundary setup. See, this was intentional. So I remember what this is for. And then I didn't know where to put my lion, or my elephant, my lion, my eagle, and my turtle crystals. And then I have a family necklace that I don't really like wearing, but I like it to create space. And then a pendulum. Sorry, there it is. Spirits of Fate artwork. All the artworks are like Witch's Moon. The matching set of crystals, tiger's eye, an incense burner that I got from the Witch's Moon, and my giant ass honkin' chunk of selenite. My cauldron and a very, very dry sage brush sticker. So it says it's sage. And what I'm doing with this, I just discovered this. I was trying to fix it because it wasn't burning properly. And I ended up with a bunch in my cauldron. So one of the things I'm doing right now involves burning pieces of paper more regularly, depending. And what happened was when I did one the other night, I burnt the piece of paper, I put it in the cauldron, and it caught a little bit of the sage on fire and released a little bit of smoke. And I really liked that as like a cleansing, releasing after the releasing the stuff written on the paper. So that's what's going on in there. So I decided I'm going to keep this and use it to fill the bottom of my cauldron, because I only ever use this for fire stuff. I do have a couple things under here. Here I've got a container with my water that I, hold when I give an offering of water, I put it in here, and then I am going to use it to make a wash. And then here, this is a jar of snowstorm water that I collected, that I charged under the full Cancer moon. And those are the only things under there so far. Now we get to my super exciting part. But actually, first we'll end there. Let me just show you, going quickly, sorry about that. The underneath is rather boring. A bunch of jars and containers, really. It's all mostly storage stuff. That's my book where I keep the pages from my Witch's Moon. And then I've got altar tools that I'm not currently using, artwork, that kind of storagey stuff. So it's quite literally storage. Okay, now for my favorite part, the drawers. Drawer 1 and 2 go together. And they are my jewelry. So on this side, we have all my regular jewelry, because I wasn't wearing my stuff, and I wanted to have it nicer set up, and I really like this. So I've got a necklace, rings. These are earrings that, like, this is my more mundane jewelry. Look at this though. How cute is that? Glasses, cases. These are all pieces. They're not necessarily mundane. So I do have some crystal stuff in here. And these are just my pieces of jewelry that I had in little bags, and I put them here. Quite a few of them are actually crystal. I put them there to just keep it nice. And then in the back I have Christmas stuff and bracelets. So that's that jewelry drawer. And then there's this fucking beauty. And this is where I'm going to put my Labradorite. There. This is all my super sacred jewelry. So this container back here is where I have the cords that I get from the Witch's Bounty, extra cords and such. In here, in this little shell, I got a pair of earrings that I made. And here I have my protective necklace and earrings that I made. Oh, sorry. There you go. This little treasure chest. And then I have all of my and this is the stuff that I view as really sacred. So all of these fancy boxes are Witch's Bounties that I got. Look at that stunning piece. I have, these are little pendants, so I just put my Labradorite in there. And I've got, this I also got from a Witch's Moon. I got a Triquetra, full moon. These are all like my pendants that I have significant attachment to. And here, this is a bracelet that came in a Goddess Provisions that my friend sent me, and it goes perfectly with my necklace that I bought off Etsy that I don't wear nearly enough, but it feels super like high priestessy, special kind of vibes. So those two go together. And here's where my oil diffuser goes, and it has the cloth that came with it and all the like pads. And then all of my Witch's Bounties live in here, and they're fucking stunning, stunning pieces. And I wanted to move them out so that way if I like to get dressed for the day wearing them based on what energy I want, but the problem is I'm not wearing them because I don't wear them until I find like an outfit I like them for. And so what I really want to do is I want to have them here. So if I feel, oops, my bad. So if I feel like, fuck, I really need a pick-me-up, I can come to this drawer and pick something to put on. And then here, these, okay, these stunning pieces I got from my dear friend. Let me, focus. Well, they're crescent moons. There we go. And they're a set of earrings and a necklace, and I love those. So those go there too. And I have lots of room for more, which makes me very excited. And then I need both hands to open the last drawer. And then we have my supply drawer, which is, yes, a big mess. I'm still figuring all this shit out. Okay. Let's put this down here. So this backspace, I have all the incense I've gotten from the Witch's Moon boxes. All my incense here. My smoke, my herb bundles. Look at this one. This one smells fucking divine. This one is lavender, I believe. Oh, maybe it's not lavender. Can't remember. Rocks that I collected from the beach and stuff. Shells. A bag of bags, which I have a ton of. These are all my herbs. All of these ones in bags I got from the Witch's Moon. And then I have some containers of herbs. These ones I harvested with my kiddo. Shell, go over there. I love this jar. Look at this fucking jar. A candle was in this, and it's one of my favorite jars. So I have all that. I have a plate that goes with the offering bowl. A little scroll. I've used these in spells and run out. I'm going to need to try and find more. A little parchment paper I cut up into slips for petitions and such. Matches, a candle snuffer, a knife to put out, or a knife for the wax, and I also have, since I buy the long matches, I keep what's left, and I relight it to allow my kiddo to light candles. So I've got that. Speaking of candles, here's all my candles. These are ones, again, from the Witch's Moons and Witch's Bounties. More of these right there. Ropes. Homemade black salt. Mini candles I bought from an Etsy shop. A couple of old spell jars I don't really know what to do with. These are all like my crystal supplies. And then here I have my pouch from one of my Witch's Moons and some sigils that you would put in it to like wear that intention or whatever. And that is my supply drawer. And that brings us to the end of our tour of my sacred altar space. It's still a little bit chaotic because I'm figuring things out as I go. So far, I'm really loving it. I love my desk setup. This part's still kind of in question, but I'm going to let you go here and I'm going to say a quick goodbye because I really need to sit down. So like the video, subscribe, all that stuff. Check the description box for my Calendly and all of this, but my sickness is catching up with me. I need to sit. I'm out of breath, and I'll see you again soon. Lots of love. Bye.